southbound, I've been hellbound, riding on the midnight train. Going too fast now, think I ought to slow down, standing in the pouring rain.
What's up, guys? Tristan and Tony back with the One Hell of a Life Outdoor Podcast. Tonight we got Hunter Stanley on. He is the owner or founder of Hunt Digest on social media, and I think it's kind of a neat deal because obviously it's kind of like taking that sports approach to the outdoors. I think is kind of the objective there. But Hunter, man, thank you for taking the time to come on tonight, and I think it's cool that you're sharing so many stories on social media or really pictures and stories of folks doing their thing out in the field.
Of course, man. That's really honestly the goal of Hunt Digest, right? You know, growing up in duck and deer camp and getting to hear those stories from my dad and my grandpa, and honestly, it's what made me the man I am today. So being able to hear those stories and get them from other people is kind of what I was going for. You know, the idea came from Golf Digest, obviously, and I kind of just made it my own. It's been really fun. I've got to meet some really cool people and talk to some really cool people, and hopefully it's only up from there.
Yeah, dude. So how long has it been since you started the page?
So I actually started it in October of 25. So it really hasn't been that long. I think I just hit 1,500 followers 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that's good.
So
that's really good growth.
It's been good, and it's been really nice having some of the connections I have in the hunting industry. I used to be a guide for Crash Landing. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of them.
Mm-hmm. I don't. What's Crash, or where are they out of?
It's out of Ponca City in Oklahoma. Ponca City, Oklahoma.
Okay, is that a duck outfit?
Yeah, they're
okay,
a duck,
cool.
duck and deer outfit. Archie Bradley, he's the owner of them. And
yeah, I've heard that name.
Yeah, they work with Drake pretty heavily, but I guided for them for 3 years. And so I got to meet all kinds of people, it's really helpful, especially growing an outdoor, storytelling page, because you can kind of reach out to some people that which I'm very thankful for.
Yeah, no, that's super, super unique, man. I imagine that was probably well worth your time those 3 years.
Oh, 100%. It's killed a lot of ducks and got to, guiding's guiding. So it's a grind, but it's worth it, especially when you get some cool clients in there.
Now, are you from that area, Oklahoma, or where are you out of?
Yeah, so I'm from Oklahoma, actually originally from Tulsa.
Okay.
I now live in Russellville, Arkansas.
Okay.
I work for an ammunition manufacturing company out of here. So I just moved to Arkansas last year, so it's been an interesting transition to a new life for me, I guess.
Yeah, no. That's cool, man. And what do you do is like your day job with the ammunition company?
I'm an inventory controller, so
Okay.
I can I'm kind of just in charge of making sure what stuff coming in and out, and reporting pretty much a lot of analytics stuff. So
yeah.
Well, if you have a plus or minus on how accurate your accounts have to be, I know a guy.
Okay.
Yeah. That took me a second. That's funny, man. Well, it's cool that even in the day job, I mean, I know like inventory controls probably not like directly feel like you're doing something outdoor related or firearm related all the time, but like it's kind of cool that the day job is also somewhat in the world that you're,
Yeah, 100%. So we do a lot of stuff for a lot of the big ammunition companies. So when they come in and we get to see some of the products they're developing, it's a pretty cool process to get to watch and kind of experience. It's definitely something I didn't think I was going to get into originally. I was in the golf business for a long time. So I played some professional, and then I taught a lot of golf as well.
Oh, no kidding.
For most of my professional, like for most of my big boy job career, out of high school and college. So yeah, that's what I started out with, and then I kind of bridged over to this, which is a big switch up for me.
Dang, man, that's like, I mean, you can't be. I mean, how old are you?
I'm 22.
Oh, dude, I was gonna guess you're like, so I'm like 28 or 29 now. So I was like, at most you're my age, but I'm like, this guy's lived a lot of life. Like, and, like the fact that like to hear the golf thing,
the
guiding and all that.
Yeah, I've done a lot of stuff, man. It's kind of one of those things where it's like why not? You know, I mean, eventually I'm going to find something I'm really good at, which I don't shy away from trying to try something new and make it work. So it's definitely, that's what's made the Hunt Digest stuff also pretty fun to do, because it's it's a new challenge for me. So it's always fun to have a new challenge.
Yeah, no, and I think it's cool too. Like in a similar vein, like with the podcast, you get to hear people's story, you know, and
Oh, 100%.
that's what's cool. I mean, just in the 5 minutes we've been live with you tonight, just it's interesting to hear. And I got my head spinning questions I want to ask you, but like this is why it's fun to do these kind of things, because you just never know like
Right.
what people do or their background. You know, it's
Oh,
always
100
interesting.
yeah. It's definitely, you meet people in the hunting industry that guide in the winter and then have a day job during the summers, and
That's a lot of us.
it's super fun to see what people do outside of the hunting industry, because most of these guys that you run into and work with have kids and a family at home, and for me it's a little different because I don't have kids or a family at home, so it frees up a lot more time for me. So I have a lot of respect for the guys that still go out there and grind, that have to go home at the end of the day.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm square in that like boat of trying to figure that out, because I got a baby on the way in July, and like obviously we got day jobs, like the podcast doesn't
we got a baby on the way.
Yeah, it's everybody's baby. It's it's the first grandbaby, so everyone's excited.
That's right.
But no, it's one of those things where it's like trying to figure out, like, obviously we've got day jobs and that's a big part of it, but figuring out what that hunting picture is going to look like going forward, because one thing's for sure, it's not going to stop.
Yeah.
So how am I going to get strategic about having a son, and while I'm raising the son before he can come with me, what that picture is going to look like?
That's,
I don't know.
and that's something like, I talked to my dad the other day, and I was like, I can't wait to do what you got to do with me as a dad. It's like, that's really exciting to think about, but at the same time, it's like, man, that's a whole lot of time that's taken up, not in a bad way, but it's definitely, it's something at 22, you're like, oh, that's really not that far away.
Yeah, dude, that's how I feel, and I find myself feeling like, it's weird because I want the fulfillment of being a dad, but also like you realize the time that it's going to take, and selfishly you're like, man, but like the flip side of that, I guess, is like that's the trade-off for the fulfillment, and I think I'm at a good age too at 29, where it's like almost one of those, I'm still young enough to not be like, in a being hurt chasing around my kid, but like I feel like I've had enough time to really kind of do a lot of the stuff I've wanted to do. But I don't know, it's a weird, every day I feel different.
Yeah, 100%.
This just from living through it, and it's just that you only get, like, the first time you get to be a parent, you get one shot at it, right? And it's one of the few things in life that we get faced with where there's only so much you can do to prepare, and nothing is going to set you up for it. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do to try to prepare, and I think that's also the responsibility of folks that came before you. Of course, we all as parents want to try to, make better than what we had, and that's always the goal, right? Is to give them that stuff. But you get one shot at this, and the biggest thing about it is it's so new that you really don't know. Like, there's that piece there floating of, okay, all my life up until this point, I could control, like, the things that happen.
Right.
And there's going to come, with a child, and I don't want to get down too far down the spiral, but just to give you some comfort with that, son, is just simply that there's these priorities, and they will fall into place.
Yeah.
Those priorities fall into place naturally, and you do the things that you got to do for your family when you have to do them, and then when those things are right, you get to go spend the time that you love, and as your child gets older, you get to get them involved in the outdoors, and all those things kind of work themselves out, but it's intimidating. It is, because you really, especially like you and Katie, are very structured people, extremely structured people, and your life's getting ready to get unstructured. No, I'm just kidding. But no, it's a cool thing to go through, and as you guys progress through that, it'll figure itself out. It just does. Yeah, I mean, your mom's still with me, which is amazing. So,
so all right. So enough the baby talk. Anyway, Hunter. So going back to the origin story on Hunt's Digest, man, like, Take me through like the process. Like, are people just, is it like a submission type deal? Or are you like trying to find people and write up stories, or what does that look like?
So, man, I've racked my brain on a lot of stuff that I want to do, and I think that's where I've gotten myself into some trouble in a bit. Is I'm jumping a little place to place, but I've kind of found my niche now where I have some people send stuff to me with a photo submission and a story. I have some people just send me a photo, and then I have to reach back out and be like, hey, like this is what I'm trying to get. Like I told everybody this. Like the pictures are cool. Like don't get me wrong, every picture I post is so cool, and great quality. But I'm not really after that. Like it's a great bonus to what it is. But like how did you get that picture? Like
Right.
what made that picture? So that's something I've had to get, through to some people, because a lot of the pages that are now, good example, Hunt Illustrated, so super cool. The guy who runs that, he's awesome, man. He's a big inspiration for me too. But he, a lot of his stuff, he doesn't do stories. So people just send him photos, and then he can choose. So trying to get through to people like, hey, I want the photo. Don't get me wrong, but let me hear how you got to that point of taking that photo, which what I'm after. And I've reached out to some guys as well. Like I just did an article on my first article on my website over Quack Shack.
I saw that. That's awesome.
I did it with those guys. Austin's awesome.
We've had him on the podcast here.
Yeah, he's been very helpful and showing me some things, and so I'm really interested in the article writing. I just got in contact with Big Honker Podcast.
Oh, cool.
I'm actually going to do an article over them. I have a phone call with him tomorrow. So I got some really cool stuff in the works that I'm excited for. And I guess my big goal eventually would be to start a podcast like you guys and get somebody on here and just like tell me your story. Like, what made you be the person you are in the outdoors or outdoor industry, or what, and it seems cliche because a lot of people want to do that, but I've really big hopes on the realm of the idea of Hunt Digest. So that's what's exciting to me, is I get to hear people's stories.
Yeah, dude. No, it's super cool. I think Ramsey Russell is one that's really that has inspired us a lot, because if you look at his pictures, man, like he'll write everything about that morning, and it'll be a picture,
in such a unique way.
And I think it, like, just hearing you talk about that.
What's up, guys? If you want coffee that doesn't suck, you probably can guess what I'm going to say. Get the Duck. Dirty Duck Coffee is the official coffee of the One Hell of a Life Outdoor Podcast, and they have a great lineup of different coffee blends, everything from Morning Wood and First Flight to Dark Dynasty and Suns Up, Guns Up. You can't go wrong with Dirty Duck Coffee. And they have a great lineup of cold brew cans, mocha, French vanilla, original cold brew, and cinnamon teal snickerdoodle. If you want 15% off your next order, use code OneHellOfALife15 on your next order.
There's nobody I've seen on Instagram that really does it the way he does.
No. Yeah.
I think you taking that approach, is very unique too. I mean,
let me tell you, and Ramsey, no disrespect, because we've had him on here several times and stuff, and incredible human being. But I'm an ADD person. I'm just being honest. And the very first time, I had a little bit of trouble because I would be guilty of that's a lot of stuff, and zoom past it.
100%.
And then I read one sentence, and he captivates you with the things. It's not what you say; it's how you say it.
Yeah.
And the way he does it is like nothing else. It really is.
Yeah.
Like nothing else.
The way he talks about like his work is really, it's like it puts you into like put one of those moments where like you can feel the picture through your phone.
Yes.
I was sitting there as I heard the ripples of the waves on my left side, you know, or whatever it might be. Something like that. And so big shout out to Ramsey on that, because this ADD guy can read every word.
It's funny because I always, and while we're on the Ramsey thing, I recently, growing up, I always would like have the TV on as like background going to bed or whatever. But recently, I've been going away from that, and I'll turn it off. But like I still my brain just wanders too much, so I need like something. So I put podcasts on a lot of times, and we consume so much hunting content through what we do all the time. Like I'm not the biggest consumer of like other hunting podcasts, but will tune in from time to time to like Ramsey Russell and folks like
Mhm.
that. And his podcast, I woke up in the middle of the night last night and heard his podcast just rolling because it went to his or whatever.
Yeah.
And to your point, like I was just sitting there like half asleep, and I was like, God, the way this guy is so descriptive, it's just he's so good at talking. It's
unbelievable.
I'm
Dude,
like,
it's
we
like-
got to up our game a lot.
Dude, it's like he's walking you through like an episode of Lord of the Rings
Yes.
with waterfowl or something.
It's like an audiobook for a picture.
Yes,
Oh, yes.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
man,
unbelievable.
Isn't that the goal to strive for? I mean, just but to your point is that you're finding your niche, and you know what makes you different, and you know they always say a picture speaks 1,000 words. It sure is great that when you can look at a picture
And get the 1,000
and-
words.
100%.
but you don't have the words, you draw your own conclusion
Yeah.
Yeah.
of however you see that picture, right? Me and you could look at it the same picture and think two different things.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So to be able to add that story back to it, I think is awesome.
100%. And a big thing for me is, you know, I'm not for some people that do this. I don't know any specific names off the top of my head, but like, you know, some people, their goal in hunting is to get to take a cool picture.
Yeah.
You know, that's some people chase the picture, and that's great. That if that's how you like to do it, that's how you like to do it. And I could go out and hunt and not kill a thing, but have a cool story. And I'm going to take more away from that than getting to take a cool picture. And that's for me. And I think it's because, you know, my dad and grandpa, you know, just kind of imprinted that into me, especially like at deer camp. You know, we put out, I don't know when it was stolen, but they don't know. Surely its statute of limitations is up on it now, but it's an old Hunter's Check Station sign. An Oklahoma Hunter's Check Station sign. It's from forever ago. And we put it up every deer camp. That's the first thing we do when we get there is put up that Hunter's Check Station sign. And so like a story, like, you know, you don't know what goes on at other people's deer camps. So getting to hear like their traditions and stories is so fun to me. And one of the guys that I talked to, I'm blanking on his name. He has a story coming up here in a couple days, and the way he explained his emotion through his story, like I was like, wow. And you can sometimes when people send you stuff, you're like, I can feel that through just him sending that to me. I can't
Right.
imagine what it would sound like person to person.
Yeah. No, I think it's cool hearing the way, you know, you're talking about your dad and grandpa, you know, and how you were brought up. And we talk about a lot, like I talk about a lot personally, being a younger person too, like how thankful I am to have influences like my dad that, you know, taught me those things in the outdoors.
100%,
But
yeah.
it sounds like you're in the kind of the same headspace, Hunter, and I think it's really important for folks in, you know, 20s, 30s, and younger to put those messages out, because there's less hunters every year because there's just the demographics change. You know, their generation, there was more hunters than there is in our generation, and I think the way that we portray hunting to get other people into the sport is really important, and it's cool to hear what you're doing, you know, and have that same mindset, because it's that obviously helps contribute to your message, you know.
Yeah, that's what you know my goal is. Like I've had people comment on my stuff like, "Hey, I can't believe you would post something like this," and I feel like a lot of hunting guys have gotten that too. And I tell them like, I don't think you realize what I did or like what really went on to be able to accomplish this type of picture.
Yeah.
Like you don't know that I hiked 15 miles into the Colorado, you know, into the Colorado mountains to take this bull elk, or like you have such a personal experience between you and the outdoors when you're doing it that I think a lot of people that don't even get the chance to go don't understand.
Sure.
Yeah, no, I just actually a couple months ago I did a TikTok just real quick when it didn't blow up like I wanted to, like none of them do.
always the ones you don't think will.
Right, 100%.
But my point was, and it was during Thanksgiving time, I think, is that I was like, I don't care if you hunt or not. If you hear this, get in the outdoors. Just get out there.
Yeah.
And I don't care if it's like go walk through the woods in a field next to your house. It doesn't matter where it is. Just get out there, shut your ringer off, and just sit down and listen.
Yeah.
and pay attention. And you will be amazed by the little things that will blow you away. Like, honestly, Tristan, of this deer hunting season, one of the things that I remember the most is that salamander.
Yeah.
We had this salamander at the base of our tree, and we had never seen this salamander before. I had never seen it, and I'm an amphibian reptile freak, and it was just a cool thing, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just. But had we not been out there, never would have experienced
Right.
it.
I did the same thing. I actually did the same thing this year with a porcupine in Kansas. I was
No
deer
kidding.
Awesome.
I was deer hunting in Kansas, and like, you don't realize like how creepy looking those things are until you see one up close.
Really?
Like,
I
yeah,
saw it
and
up
and
close.
like I saw it up close, and then you just watch it climb into the tree, and it sits there. Like, I get them on my cameras all the time, but like seeing it in person, I was like, wow. And it's almost like you're saying, like when somebody goes out there and sits down, though, like when you get to go out there, like, and you just sit down on the base of a tree or just in a cut field or whatever it is, that when you take a deep breath, the air is fresher, your mind's clear. It almost feels like a weight off your shoulders.
Yeah.
And it's because, our natural, how we became humans was being in the outdoors. So it's definitely something that is, to your point, is even if you're not hunting, just be outside, like, be outdoors.
Yeah, and I think there's kind of an art too to like noticing those little things and taking like.
What's up, guys? Tristan here. If you're like us, you need gear that's going to stand up to the elements and not break the bank. That's exactly what we love about Frog Talks. They just dropped their brand new Oxbow waterfowl series, and let me tell you, this stuff is built for serious hunters who don't want to quit when the weather turns nasty. It's tough, lightweight, and waterproof. Everything you need when you're out there chasing ducks. If you're looking to upgrade your gear this season, head over to frogtalks.com and use code OneHellOfALifeOutdoors at checkout for 15% off your order.
Taking just, I don't know, like enjoying those little things, I guess.
Yeah.
Because to the older generations, that's just like kind of the way they were. But I feel like there's a lot of younger folks that are so focused on. Now, don't get me wrong. If you're in the outdoors, I think that's a net positive, regardless of
100%.
why you're out there. Because at the end of the day, you're buying hunting equipment and Pittman Robertson and all that stuff. But, I think if you're not like, oh man, that's a beautiful sunrise, or you saw a porcupine or a salamander or whatever it might be, and let's say you don't have a successful hunt that day, but what you remember is like, dude, that porcupine was kind of crazy, that was cool.
Yeah.
But like those little things, if you're not just looking for like the success out of it, that's what really that's what makes it so awesome, is those little moments, really, I feel like.
Oh yeah.
And let's just even go back as far as you talking about pictures, Hunter, is it, look, if you don't relate to what we're talking about, if it was me, it would be the moment right now, listen to this, that I would go, dude, I'm missing something, and just challenge yourself to go out and enjoy that piece, whatever it is, you know what I mean? It's so important. But what I wanted to say was, when it comes to like, us getting people into the sport, and whatever brings them in, right? Whether it be turkey hunting, whether it be Hunter's Digest, whether it be whatever it is that gets you into it, that's the most important piece, right? Is the start of that. And fortunate for you and fortunate for me that I had somebody.
Yeah.
That was luck. It was luck, I hate to say that my mom and dad having a divorce was a good thing, but for me, selfishly, it certainly was. It certainly was.
Well, you wouldn't have got into hunting.
God love you, Dad. God love Jerry.
Well, you
Dale,
may have, but it would have been years later, maybe.
Yeah. My dad wasn't against it or anything. It just wasn't his thing, But my stepdad, it was everything, So, but here's the thing that I want to tell you, young people, that you probably haven't even thought about yet. You have the opportunity from people like us, people like Hunter, all of us that are cut from the same cloth. You have the opportunity to at least reach out to us at the bare minimum, if you don't know, to learn what social media can provide for you in a good, positive way, that you can be that person to set that path for generations to come.
100%.
Think about that.
That's powerful.
That's challenge. That's a challenge I'm going to challenge all you young people with.
Clip that.
Yeah, no, I'm going to challenge every young person with that, is that take that oath of responsibility within yourself to just say, you know what, maybe I didn't have that all my life, but from here on out, everybody will.
Yeah,
Preach.
and
Preach.
Yeah, there we go.
that's
Amen.
that's such a huge thing, and you know, it's a point of coming into, like, we're all of us are lucky to have somebody in our life that, you know, put us in the outdoors, and a lot of it sometimes is what's scary to me too, is the people that are not in the outdoors, that don't understand some of the resources that we're available to, like the public hunting across our country that's being
Yeah.
threatened daily. And when you think about that, like, we're the only advocates for ourselves, is
100%.
being able to go out there and just put our word out, like, hey, this means more to us than you really know. It's
Right.
not just property you can build houses on. It's somewhere where I can get away, and somewhere where I can have peace in my life, where sometimes that's the only place some people can find it, is in the outdoors.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so it's scary to see that there's chances of those kind of opportunities getting taken away from some people that don't have access to private land or things like that. Especially, Oklahoma and Arkansas, there's a plethora of public land, but places like Utah, where their public land is threatened on a yearly basis, it's something that I really hope that sticks around for a very long time.
Well,
Yeah,
and-
that's part of the whole thing that makes America unique and great, is the fact that they set that up from the very get go, and
Yeah.
you just all the other countries around the world, there's nothing like this when it comes to being able to go out into the outdoors and experience it on public land we all
Yeah.
own,
Yeah, it's a blessing and a curse sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
It is, and here's the thing, when it comes to hunting, and when it comes to anything in life, right? I'll show you guys where I'm going with this, but let's just say, for example, you take 100 people, and you say to 100 people, I'm going to time you to run 20 feet, rub 2 sticks together, and run back. Something as simple as that, right?
Sounds
You're
like
gonna
an
have-
episode of Survivor.
You're going to have some people that are going to go to the starting line of those 100 people, and they are going to give it every damn thing they got to be first.
Yeah.
They are, because that's just the way they're built, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have some people that are impeded by a physical or mental disability, whatever it might be, okay? You're going to have some people that just don't have the drive, right? They just, you know what? As long as I finish the race, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. You have all these different types of people in life. We're all built different. We're all made different. One thing that we do here as part of showing the reality of what we do, at least my goal internally, is that, especially for young people that maybe had a silver spoon a little bit, and I don't mean that in a derogatory way. What I mean is that maybe you didn't have the things in place along the way to learn how hard you got to hunt to shoot a trophy buck, how hard you might have to hunt to shoot that one beautiful redhead, or whatever it is, the work that it takes to actually do that.
Mm-hmm.
We bridge that gap by what we do here. My biggest fear is that we don't do that, and that the other folks around us don't continue to spread what it really takes to do these things, because what happens over time is that you start to lose your people that want to win the race, and you start to have more folks that are willing to put in the effort to win the race. And it's kind of like the whole, we all know about the participation trophy, right?
Yeah.
Participation trophy. Give your kid a participation trophy. Oh my God, don't even get me started in that. But there's something to be said, and Joe Rogan talks about all the time, about the gratification of hard work, no
Yeah.
matter what.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? And it's very difficult to teach somebody all of those things where we feel what we feel to do what we do, and put all the energy into what we do. And I'm just super excited about continuing to spread that word, continue to get the message out to people, that people get they feel these things and they touch these things and they smell these things, or they see this otter, or they almost get bit by a gator, or whatever it is. All these things that happen, that these start to raise that passion to win that race.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's almost a thing. And a lot of the times, I feel like some people, just in general nowadays, are so scared of embarrassment.
Yeah.
And I read a quote the other day that it stuck with me really hard. It said embarrassment is an underexplored emotion. Go out there and embarrass yourself. And that to me was like, wow, like just go. It's one of those things, like just go out there and do it.
Yeah.
Like, even if
Okay.
yeah, like you could, like, you are never, if you see somebody out there and you embarrass yourself, you are 99% likely you're never going to see that person again. Like, and if they judge you, that's on them. Like, you're getting out there and doing it too. Like it, especially going, public hunting, you're going to get your butt kicked
Yeah.
a lot. And I think that's where those people that want to win that race, that's where they excel, is places that people get, they go to places where everyone else gets their butt kicked and they know how to push through it. And I think a lot of people push away from public land, especially nowadays, because so many people utilize it, especially in Arkansas and Oklahoma for like duck hunting, is, they have 3 bad hunts and they're like, this year sucks.
Yeah.
Okay, well, the guy that killed 20 birds this morning drove 60 miles yesterday trying to find these birds.
Yeah.
So it's like, what, and especially on public land too, like if you kill 4 birds on public land anywhere, that's good.
Good morning. Yeah.
That's good. Just because you see, people
together shot 4 birds.
yeah, like putting, if you go see people on Instagram hunting like private stuff, they're shooting 60 stacks. Like, you get such a like a skewed view of hunting. So that's what sometimes I get a little nervous of when people see like these big piles of ducks and stuff, is they think it's easy. It's not. You're going to get your butt kicked, and it's a matter of time before it happens.
Oh, 100%, man. That's like one of the biggest reasons why we do what we do, is because like my dad, his like quoted thing that he's said 100 times on this podcast, but still is true, is like, you always see young folks that are selling their nice stuff on Facebook Marketplace. And it's like, because they're like, oh man, that looks fun, I want to do that. And then they get into it, get their butt kicked, and then they're selling everything. And we try to always promote like the reality of hunting, is what we are kind of like coin thing. And that's like, dude, our YouTube, like, we'll post full-length YouTube videos of me shooting a doe, or like the times we go out there. Like, we have a video of Arkansas public land where we shot 3 ducks, and nobody does that. No. Who goes out there and posts 3 ducks on Arkansas public land? But to your point, that's the reality. Like, and to us, that was a cool hunt. But I mean, it's just trying to paint it in a real light so people don't get discouraged right off the bat. You
have to learn to love the idea of hunting before you actually love hunting. Like, there's a lot, like, loving the idea of hunting before actually, getting, killing a duck or killing a deer is so important, because like you see these guys that, good for them. Like, I'm glad that they grew up that way, but like they're they grew up on a family duck farm, or they grew up on, and I'm very blessed. Like, I have a place I can hunt in Arkansas that's private. I have a place I can hunt in Kansas that's private. Like, I'm very blessed, but I still public hunted. Like, I still wanted the experience of it being hard, because I love it. Like, I could go out there and just sit there and I could just watch a coot swim across the water for, I really don't care. And I really hope people can understand, like, it's not just about killing things. It's about like spending time with family, spending time with friends, getting new people out there. Like, I was so stunned this year. One of the craziest things happened to me in my life this year. I was at a boat ramp. I won't say where, but it was the day before opening day, and a guy was put in his boat. And, I was going to help him. I was like, hey man, you need any help? He looked like he was struggling. Out of state guy was struggling to get his boat off the trailer. I went over there, and I got from about 5 feet from this, like, I was on the other side of his boat and he was on this other side. So like, this is him, this is me, and the boat's in the middle of us. And I was like, hey, need any help? And before I could say help, he jumped. He's like, what the are you doing over here? What, like gets, and then jumps over the hitch gets in my face and starts yelling at me like, "What are you doing?" Like, I was like, I'm the least confrontational person I know. Like, I hate hard, like, it's the worst. So I'm like, dude, I'm so sorry. Like, I was literally just come over to help you. Like, I was coming to help. And
my God.
and before I could say I was sorry one more time, like, I was like, I would like throw up my hands one more time, and he just sucker punches me right in the face.
Are you kidding me?
What?
Sucker punches me.
Dude,
Wow.
what?
And obviously I wear glasses, right? So like my glasses go flying, and I'm like Velma looking for these things. Like I'm
Oh
like
my
looking,
God, dude.
and by the time I get my glasses back on, he's in his truck and he's drove off. Like, I don't know what was in his Cheerios that morning or what made him so upset. But that's some of the things that, like, when I like that'll what if I was a first time hunter
Oh my
and I
God.
just know a lot about boats, and that, like, I'm never gonna want to go hunt again. So I think some people get so worked up about it, man. Like,
Well, and I just told Tristan, I've talked about this before, but all of us, even if you don't run a business and you're posting on social media, we're all ambassadors of the sport.
yes.
We are.
Yeah, and
We're all
that right there, that guy is a poor ambassador of
Yeah,
the sport.
he's not an
Yeah.
ambassador at all. He's a piece
Yeah.
of shit.
Yeah.
Like, that's
That's what
like
he is. I
when
want to
it
beat his ass.
like-
I just met you and I got like vibes like somebody messed with my son vibes. I want to beat this guy's ass.
I was so shocked. Like, I got back in my truck, and like the first thing I did, I called my girlfriend. I was like, someone just hit me in the face, and she was like, what are you talking about? I was like, I just got sucker punched. Like, I don't know what happened. And
Wow.
I'm not a very negative person. So like,
Yeah.
and so like whatever that guy had going on, to the point of he had to jump over his like hitch of his boat and come get in my face. Like, what? It's the day before opening day. Couldn't we all be happy? Like, I get it. Okay, I get it. It's 75 degrees. Go shoot some teal. Like, I get over it. I don't know what to
Yeah.
tell
Well,
you.
dude, you just never know. Like honestly, you never know because there's some weird, crazy ass people out there, dude. I mean, the guy just
Oh,
might have
yeah.
hit a bunch of coke right before you saw him. I mean,
100%.
I mean, who knows, right?
Well, and that's the thing is I carry. So I had my pistol on me. So like,
Wow.
so if I would have like had the reaction time enough, or even thought about something like that, I could have drawn on it, and that could have been a scenario of like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like to think of,
Stupid.
you know, in the moment, like you never think you're ever gonna actually have to use a pistol. So like, I didn't. It wasn't my first instinct, and especially getting sucker punched. So like, that's it.
and you're trying to be nice.
Yeah, like what if he goes and does that to somebody who's been a cop for the past 15 years, and
Oh, man.
you know, and knows what he's doing, and all of a sudden it's a bigger situation than it is. So I think people are so like, just get so worked up over stuff for no reason. And like I said, like, you know, he could have had a rough day, but still at the same time, it's like, you got to find something in this world to make, like, to brighten up your day, and
Or don't do it.
don't do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what are you coming out here angry for?
Right. I think, like, and it could have very well been like something like you said, something crazy, but you know, I think a lot of times too, like, there's so much, like, for whatever reason, the duck is so freaking polarizing, and there's so much like buildup of like, oh my God, like, oh, we got to get this hole in the boat race, and all.
Yeah.
There's
No
so
sleep.
much like,
And no sleep.
and I like, not that I'm giving this dude a out for his behavior. That's not what I'm doing. I'm actually doing the opposite. But like, the stress or the all of that, like, if it puts you in that headspace, you shouldn't be out there, because you're missing the entire point. Where if it stresses you out that bad to where you feel like you have to go punch somebody, like, you're missing the whole point, man, because you're never gonna see what the beauty of it is.
Oh,
you know?
yeah, 100%. Especially like publicly in Arkansas, hole running out here, man, it's wild. Like, you see one or two kids die every single year doing that stuff.
Yeah,
And it's
man.
like, why? Like, you know, and I get, like, you want to kill a bunch of ducks, like you want to kill a greenhead. It's like, it's so captivating in the soul of like, I want that duck.
Yes.
But like, is it worth losing your best friend, or losing, you know, or your dad, or like the things that you got to think about that stuff. And I think a lot of people kind of brush that off, and a lot of that's the competitive mindset some people have of like, I'm gonna win, and I think they need to back up a little bit and just understand the beauty of what they're getting to do on the land they're getting to do it on.
Yeah,
What's
dude,
admiring about anybody that hunts public land, whether it be waterfowl or deer or anything like that, Chuck Adams
Mhm.
continues to do it. Solo hunts, incredible, setting freaking Pope and Young records. And here's the deal. I love to use it, especially in the waterfowl side of it, is Dennis and Billy. They have the results that they have. There's so many ass kickings they take that you don't see.
Oh yeah,
So many.
they're awesome, man. They're from where I'm from.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
So
so
many
yeah,
ass kickings. But guess what? They bust their butt to get the
Oh,
results
yeah.
that they get. And so there's a certain bit of admiration that I think
Just
we
a
all
mutual
have.
respect for.
Oh, yeah.
That we all have for that public land hunter. If you've done it, then you know.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, damn, how do they do? Like, I remember me and Tristan just be like, when we first got into duck hunting, be like, how do you find where wood ducks are?
Yeah,
All we saw was
right.
for 3 minutes and it was over.
yeah.
You're like, where the hell did they go? And it blew my mind that, like, if there's anything about Florida duck hunters in South Georgia, the Carolinas,
That's where we cut our teeth hunter and
Yeah.
duck hunting is in Florida.
these southern
Okay.
boys and gals, y'all can go out and find them wood ducks on a feed or whatever. Dude, that's some impressive shit. Like
That-
right there.
yeah,
That's a
100%.
butt kicking of work or years that it could take sometimes to learn that great fishing hole, that deer run that a big buck always walks down, that wood duck hole where there's always going to be full in November or whatever it is. And it takes hard work.
Yeah.
It takes
Oh,
a lot of work. And
oh, yeah.
Admirable. I'm always admired by people like that.
Dennis and Billy have kicked my ass to the hole many of times.
Everybody's ass.
Oh man, so they hunt they used to. They don't hunt there much anymore, but Lake Eufaula in Oklahoma, it's a big place they hunted, and I've been in a few foot races with them, and I've lost. So, but they're so good. They're such good guys about it, though. They're one of the biggest advocates for.
This winter, elevate your outdoor pursuits with Williamson Outfitters, offering professionally guided experiences along Florida's Forgotten Coast. From coastal duck hunting to inshore fishing, every Williamson Outfitters trip is led by a seasoned captain, delivering world-class adventure with true local expertise. From small private groups to large corporate retreats, Williamson Outfitters' fleet of well-equipped boats and experienced guides provide first-class winter outdoor experiences for sportsmen of all ages and skill levels. And for those planning ahead, Williamson Outfitters is already booking spring and summer charters. Secure your fishing, flounder gigging, and family adventure dates now before their calendar fills up. Call or text 850-251-8650 or visit floridaducks.com to reserve your outdoor experience. Williamson Outfitters, making the Forgotten Coast unforgettable.
Joining up with groups if they got the hole first, and it's something that you especially cherish for a lot of guys in Oklahoma that get into hunting, duck hunting, especially for the first time. Like Eufaula is that place, like that public hunting place. If you don't have a boat, like you can still find flooded timber, or you can still get that spot, and they'll go out there and stay the night, and they'll do a cookout for people, and people will come up and they'll explain, this is what you should do. This is where you should go look. Like they're so into those guys, man. They've done more for hunting in their era than I've seen a lot of people do. And another guy
100%, man.
Well,
is
I always love like the comments, like and Billy and Des on the backside. You guys will be laughing about this, but I always love some of the comments that I see on their posts. They'll be like, "Oh yeah, they paid some 12-year-old to run and stay all night in the hole and all this stuff." And I laugh my butt off because we've been fortunate enough to know these guys a little bit closer than most, I guess. We're not like best friends with them or nothing, but we've shared a lot of time with them, and those
Yeah,
guys.
we've had Billy on the podcast, I think.
Oh, nice.
Three times.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
And we have Dennis and Billy at Ducks this year at the Frog Talks booth, and those guys are as what's the word I'm looking for? They are 100% what they practice, what they preach, and they're as what's the word I'm looking for? They're
Authentic.
authentic
And
yeah,
as
the
anybody I've ever seen.
And the cool thing about those guys too, and there's other people too, like Rusty Creasy this year. First time
Yeah.
meeting
Yeah.
him at the Ducks Expo. But, like,
He's awesome.
there's these people that, like, you look at them from, like, our perspective, right? And we're like, dude, these guys are so cool. Like, you know, it's like Bill Jordan when we were growing up, you know. It's when you finally meet some of these guys, you're like, and it's still so cool to just shake their hand. But, like, they're so, like, take the time to, like, talk with you and personable and
100%.
that it's just for some reason I feel like we get this, like, persona of, like, not from them, but just anybody that you see on TV or YouTube or whatever that, like, I don't know, it's like it feels like you're meeting a celebrity, and it's and really, honestly, in our world, they kind of are. Like,
Yes, 100%.
There's people that are coming up and shaking their hand all day long, and all I see when we're at Ducks is them taking the time to be nice and talk to people.
Yeah.
You know?
That's why they are where they are.
Oh yeah, I still remember when I met Michael Waddell for the first time. He signed. I was like 11 years old, and he was at a Bass Pro doing an autograph signing, and he took the the 5-10 minutes to sit there and talk to me, and that meant the world to me.
Yeah.
You know, and those guys like that, and another guy that has been super influential to me in the hunting industry is Ed Wall.
The videographer guy.
Yes,
yeah.
he has been such an inspiration to me on how I look at hunting and how I enjoy hunting. Like, that guy would rather have a camera and then a gun in his hands. Like, he's a wizard with a camera, but the type of guy he is unmatched. Like this year we had Epic Crash Landing. We had Dylan Marlowe, the country singer.
Oh yeah, dude.
He came and played we did a Wings and Strings event. So we did a dove hunt, and then we did a concert after that Dylan Marlowe played for us.
Very cool.
And
I love Dylan Marlowe.
Oh, he's so funny. Him and his manager are awesome. Him and Screech, his whole band, they're all great guys. But they came, and we, Ed was there, and there's probably 250 people at this event probably, and just to see, like, the community aspect of, like, all the stuff coming together, because we had Shields out there, we had Drake out there, we had Ducks Unlimited out there. So, like, when you see, and we're in rural Oklahoma, so, like, we have people from Tulsa, Oklahoma City, but then we have farmers that, we lease from or whatever that are coming to the event. So it's such a big mingle of people that are there for one thing, and that's the hunting community. And that's something Ed captures in a lot of his videos that is unbelievable. And he's been a huge inspiration to me when it comes to being a person or even in the hunting industry.
That's awesome. I'm kind of going back with something we were talking about earlier, and I was going to talk about, and then we got off on something else. But, every time when we have this podcast, Tristan, and we ask people, hey, what do you do?
Mm-hmm.
That's been a goal of mine this whole past year, is that, and I want to push this on every person that we talk to and every person that listens to this. Most of us, the ginormous part of us that do this, have a day job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to be networking, folks. We need to be talking, because guess what? Man, that is the most tightest, trusted community of people that I've ever met in my life. Like, there's so many people that I know we can all say this, no matter what you hunt, that you're like, gosh, man, I've only known them 2 years, but I felt like I know them all my life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What else could you ask for in somebody that you could network with that is vetted, that they're a good person, you can trust what they say, that I think we're leaving a lot of money on the table professionally by not just through social media, but sitting in the blind at a hunting camp, whatever. Man, take the time to do what we do with every guest and say, what do you do for a living?
It's
Tell
it's
us
like
your story.
It's like golf.
Yeah.
Dude.
Like the networking of golf. Like, it's the same thing in hunting, especially when you're at a hunting lodge with guys you don't know. Like, I can't tell you how many times when I was guiding, like, that I could have maybe had a job opportunity if I would have pursued it. Like, you just got to talk.
Yeah.
Like, just be yourself, man. Like, you have a common interest in hunting.
So what do you do?
That's all you need. That's all you got to do.
What do you do for a living?
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
I'm kind of interested, Hunter, like of your time guiding out there, and one of the things that we say a lot and talk about with guides is, like, on those slow days, you kind of got to be a good talker to kind of entertain the blind, right?
Oh yeah.
And I'm interested to hear about your time out there.
Man, it was Crash Landing is one of the premier duck hunting places to go shoot ducks, and it's why like it's been slow the past couple years, but that's not it's not anyone's fault. It's just there's
Right.
not been a ton of birds,
Oh,
but
it must mean that all the Oklahoma people think all the ducks went to Arkansas.
yeah, and it's vice versa. All the ducks in Arkansas went to Oklahoma or Mississippi,
Yeah,
and,
That's right.
but guiding there, you meet so many people. Like you learn to make it more of an experience if it's a slow day.
Yeah.
Like you learn to let them cherish more of the hunt. Like, but also at the same time, like they're gonna enjoy a 10 bird hunt more than I'm going, or like more than like I would if I was like grinding and scouting like I do. Like if we had a rough day, like 4 guys are going to enjoy 10 birds way more than like 4 guides are going to enjoy 10 birds. Just because
Sure.
in our brains, like we want the best.
Right.
Way
And
more than your clients want.
yeah, exactly. Like and I don't think some people realize that when they come hunting. Like we want to kill, like we love to kill ducks so much. Like we want you to kill ducks.
Like we're
Yeah.
out here busting our
Yeah.
ass like on
100%.
every single
We,
day.
yeah,
Yeah.
we wouldn't
For
be doing
60
it if
days
we didn't.
straight.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Like,
don't realize. They don't.
there's- No, there's a reason why there's 2 of us hunting and there's 6 of us on the road. Like not all of us, guiding is not just hunting.
Right.
There's so many hours on the road, and there's a
and work ahead of time.
Oh,
Fields,
yeah.
decoys out, blah 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 blah.
a relationship. Another thing is relationships with farmers.
Yeah.
Like getting to know the farmers in your area can only benefit you. What they're going to plant the year after that, like getting that imprint in the area is so important. And it's my time out there was unbelievable, man. Like a funny story. We went to we used to go to it's called the Hub. It's a bowling alley, movie theater, casino, all in arcade, all in one place.
I'm going.
It's
That
all in one
sounds like a
place.
good time.
Well, obviously there's really nothing to do around there, so we'd go a lot. And we would take the clients sometimes, and we had these clients in one time, and we're sitting at the and they would open up a blackjack table for us. We knew all the dealers and stuff, and we're sitting there, and I'm playing with my tip money from that week, and I got a $25 chip out there, and I'm playing, and the client comes behind me, and his accent, he's like, "Broke money don't make money, Hunter." And I was like, "What are you talking about?"
Louisiana guy.
Yeah, and he throws a $100 bill at me. He goes, "Put a black chip out there." I was like, I'm not playing $100 a hand in blackjack. You're crazy. And he goes, "Each time you lose, I'll cover your bet." I rattle off 8 in a row that I lost.
Oh no!
Every time I lose, he's throwing a $100 bill on me. Every time I lose, and I get to the point where, and then I rattled off 10 in a row,
Wow.
winning. I won 10 in a row, and now I'm up $1,000. I'm grinning ear to ear. I'm like, "Here, man, take your money." And and they're like, "No, you guys have it. Like, enjoy your night." And then they go home, like stuff like that. Like
Wow.
a lot of people don't see. Like, people come out there, they're so happy just to be there, be away. And it's also like corporate. If it's a corporate, sponsored event, if it's a family coming every year, like we had. Have you guys Harold Varner III? He's a golfer. He used to play on the PGA Tour. He's on the Live Tour now. He came and hung with us every year.
Wow.
So we got to know his group, and we had the same routine every time he came in. And he flew in. We'd have a big dinner, go shoot hogs at night. Next morning, we're waking up to go hunt. Then he's taking a nap. Then we're going to go shoot some geese in the evening. And then, but he brought his best friends. He didn't bring like celebrities and stuff with him. He just brought his best friends and his best friend dad. And it was a yearly trip for them. And he
Awesome.
he would tell us like, "This is my one getaway.
Yeah.
Like, this is my time to get away from the craziness."
Yeah.
And a lot of like when celebrities would come home with us, that's what it was like. Like my goal when celebrities came to town is treat them like humans. Like,
Yeah.
don't yes, you can tell them like, "Hey, I love your stuff," or like you can compliment them, but don't put them on a pedestal to the point of like where you can't have a normal interaction with them.
Exactly.
Right.
They don't. They're trying to be there to get away. From
Yeah.
it.
Like something like
Don't be
Cindy.
paparazzi.
Yeah, like Cindy Wells came and hunted with us. She
Oh,
was
cool.
she was super cool. Brantley Gilbert was one of the guys that was super fun to hunt with. Him and the First Form guys. Like some of the and they come in and they just have fun.
Yeah.
And
That's awesome.
and they put on a full experience there at Crash. They have a chef. Their lodge is insane. They got a wetland behind the lodge where you can watch ducks go into it. It's a special place that a lot of people should get to see, and they've done a great job with that place.
That's awesome, man. How'd you end up getting the gig there?
That's actually I DM'd him on Instagram.
No kidding.
So I saw they had a job posting, and I saw that the guy who the co-owners Mac Moncton. It's Mac Moncton and Archie Bradley who co-own it together. And I saw me and Mac had mutuals on Instagram, so I DM him, and it turns out like my best friend, his older brother was Mac's best friend. So then like our lives just kind of got jumbled together, and then we went out to lunch. And I didn't get the job at first.
Oh,
Like
okay.
I didn't get it. He called me right before the split ended and was like, "Hey, do you want the job for the rest of the year?" And I was like, I'll be there the first day after split.
Mm.
So I literally quit my job. I drove straight up there right after split, and then it was history after that. Like I was up there pretty much the whole time after that. It's a funny story. Like you DM somebody on Instagram for a job, but like
Right.
it's one of those things where I was like, well, might as well. What's the worst thing? Was he gonna tell me no?
Closed mouths don't get fed, dude.
Yeah, like what are you
That's
gonna
it comes down to.
Well,
Yeah,
I always respect people like that when I was in management, is that like anybody that reaches out like an alternative way
Mhm.
or something like that, I think there's a lot of managers just go like that. But to me, being that I've sat there and bit the belt on sales myself, no different than when a young person comes to my door and knocks on
Yeah.
the door to sell me siding or roofing or something like that. I always, of course, I'm like, gosh dang it! I'm like, I'm gonna let them tell me their pitch.
Yeah,
Right.
that's how I am. Too.
Yeah, it's funny. I mean, I almost got roped into solar one time. They almost got me.
Shoot. Okay, hold on. All right, I got it back now. All right, so we always like to, talk with guides and outfitters or people who have done it before. It's one of those things that obviously when you do, there's a trade-off because you're doing it because you love it, but at the same time, then you're taking what you love and making it work. And there's a lot that goes into it. And I think there's a lot of young folks that, rightfully so, I think if you want to be a guide, I think that's an awesome experience. You should go do it. But also, there's also folks that do it and they're like, oh my God, I did not realize how much work this is. So I would love to just have you, Hunter, just tell kind of like the behind the scenes of like what goes into it, man, and what kind of effort it takes to be successful.
Right. So at Crash, we typically got there a couple weeks before season. We're brushing in A-frames. We primarily hunt out of A-frames in Oklahoma. We primarily hunt cattle ponds and fields when it's cold. And if it's hunting the river, we're just hunting the trees. But, we're brushing in blinds. We're scouting 2 weeks before. We're locking up leases. And then, like, it's pretty much routine after that. Like, if you're not hunting, you're scouting. So, like, if you're not taking a group of clients out, like, you're on the road. Like I averaged like 25,000 miles a duck season when I was working there. And that's just, evening, morning and evening scout every day.
Yeah.
And what a lot of people don't see is like we love hunting, and guiding, you're not really hunting, right? You get to take other people hunting. So a lot of us miss hunting. So we want you to kill as many ducks as possible.
Yeah.
It's like when you go on a bad hunt and like you let's just, for example, if anyone out there is kind of, griped at their guides, like I promise you, they're doing their best. Like they want you to succeed more than you do. I think and some people don't realize that. And behind the scenes, man, it's a lot of guys that just love hunting. And I think, when you're guiding, I can promise you this, you're going to miss hunting with your friends. Like you're going to miss being able to go out with your buddies on a random Saturday to hunt. And that's not because that's anything bad, but it's your job now. Yeah. Like you're there. Like I was there from, let's just say, the last week of October to the first week of February. So that's duck season. That's deer season. That's, and I'm taking one day off for holiday, for Christmas, and then Christmas Eve and Christmas Day off. And we'll go on maybe, we'll go on 3 or 4 buddy hunts a year. We call buddy hunts, which are just guide hunts where it's just the guides, and those are super fun.
Yeah.
But it's more work than people think, man. It's those guys grind. Any outfitter, they grind for what they have. And, you see those guys, like I said, I was putting 25,000 miles on average on my truck when I was working there every season. So
that's crazy.
It's not for the faint of heart. Like you gotta be like, you gotta like work. Cause it's not, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's hunting, man. Like
Yeah.
I would do it all the time, but I can't tell you how many times I've stabbed my hands with brush
Yeah.
without gloves on, and I wanted to MF everyone in the county. Like or vice versa. If I still remember my first time I ever took clients out, my first actual guided hunt. I shut my thumb in my truck door
No.
before leaving on the hunt, and it locked.
Oh, so you had
And
to unlock it.
oh my! And my thumb, the whole hunt, I was just like,
Bro, that happened to your hand when you were a kid.
Yeah.
I was like, just get me home, just get me home, just get me home. And I remember we were hunting a place called Square Pond, and we were just beating them. Like I think we shot 34 by 745 or something like that. And we were packing up and getting out of there. And, a lot of people don't realize, too, like when the clients come in, we have stuff ready for them. Man, they're pulling in, getting in the blind, and pulling away. And then when they leave, they get in their trucks and leave. We take everything down, load them up with trailers, and go. So, I mean, it's a premier experience. Like you get what you pay for. Like, you see all these prices for guiding, like for the food, the lodging, for what you're really getting to do, the price, it makes sense. The experience is unlike any other. Because you're not going to be able, and the realistic, because you're not going to be able to do it on public land. That's just the reality.
What does it run out there? Just curious.
Man, it's changed. I don't know off the top of my head. Probably roughly 1,400.
Okay, so you're looking like something like comparable, like a honey break experience. That
Yeah,
okay.
100%. I mean, they have their lodge is, trying to think here. 1, 2. It can sleep one bed wise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16. There's 16 beds in the main lodge.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure. And then it has a giant living room, a giant back patio. I mean, the kitchen is, their Instagram has a whole drone video of it, but it's crazy. And then the guide shack is,
you got a chef and
oh yeah. I mean, the guide shack's just as nice. It's the same thing as the lodge, just smaller. It's on the same piece of property. It's like probably half a mile away on the same piece of property. And we just,
cool.
and so we stayed there, and then we'd go up to the house for dinner sometimes. And then, or if not, we went to Chili's. I don't know. I'd love to go to Chili's, but yeah, we like, that's the thing too, is like we still had to like find time to have a life too. Like, because you get so caught up in hunting, sometimes you need just a break. That's why we go gamble, or like the one time it's not 32 degrees outside, we go play the municipal 9-hole golf course in Blackville, Oklahoma. It's fun, and a lot of the guides there, like I worked with the guide. He was a professional baseball player, so towards the end of the season, I'd start playing catch with him because he was getting ready for to go back to spring training, stuff like that. So like, you get to meet so many people doing so many different things. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, I will say this. I got the opportunity to, our buddy Cade that runs Delta Thunder Outfitters in Northeast Arkansas. I got the ability to go out, and while I was in between jobs, and learn how to snow goose guide. And I've never been afraid of work. I'm a pretty active person and stuff like that. But and I've got a determination, I feel like, a lot of times that is pretty tough and pretty good, and all that kind of stuff. And self-reflecting on that situation, to me, and compared to I've professionally guided deer hunts in Illinois, and I knew going into it that I'm not going to sleep. I mean, I knew I wasn't.
You better get used to it.
Yeah, but you know what? I definitely, it was one of those things, looking back on, that I look, especially like as a 50, I think I was 52 at the time, the endurance that I had to put in to make that happen tested me.
Yeah.
It really tested me
It
a
pushed
lot.
you.
And when I see like guys that are like Tristan's age, your age, that kind of thing, and it's testing them, I gotta tell you guys, I felt like kind of a stud. Honestly, I mean, I kind of did. I felt like I lost a lot of weight. I will tell you that. Like, we used to joke around and be like, anytime like Cade would have a new guide sign up or something like that, we'd be like, "Yeah, that belly you got right there, it'll be gone in 60 days. I promise you that. If you're doing what you're supposed to do, it will be gone." And
you lose your.
You can eat the shittiest gas
station
and McDonald's and
He
all
said,
that
"Oh,
bullshit
yeah.
and Monsters and all that stuff. And next thing you know, your doctor's like, That's the healthiest you've ever been. And you're like,
We would buy 20 cases of Red Bull before season, and we
Wow.
like it's in like the amount of
Can I get a
caffeine,
pallet?
like the amount of caffeine that we would go through is unfathomable to some people. Like he was not wrong though. Like you losing weight, like you're always doing stuff, but like you're about to learn how to lose weight and you're about to learn how to drink a lot of beer. It's about two things you're about to learn how to do, and you're about to get really good at both. So and like it's there's a lot of stuff that you get to experience as a guide that you don't get to experience as a hunter, and there's a lot of stuff you don't know that you'll ever get to experience if you never guided. So it's you learn how to deal with people, you learn how to deal with people's emotions, and
Yeah.
it's because they're not always happy. Like we've done deer hunts too. Like they do deer hunts up there. Actually this year every single deer hunter that came left with a deer.
Oh, cool.
And I think their biggest deer was I think it was 178 or
Wow.
something like that this year. It was incredible. Those deer up there, man, are like I would not to blow up their spot, but like up there is comparable to Kansas, man. It's pretty wild.
Wow.
Well, and here's the other thing. I think that at least that touched me as a guide that I didn't know going in. Like I think I know, but I don't know, and that is each each group that I got, or each person. I'll even say that each person that I guided, what I felt was a right that they gave me was to let me be part of an experience for them.
100%.
I felt like I was humbled by that.
Mhm.
I was like, man, these people, this might be the only time they ever go.
Yeah.
Or it might be a hunt that is dedicated to a person that passed away, or their dog, or whatever it might be, man. And that's, to me, was like the A+ part of it.
Oh yeah. One of my favorite hunts was that to guide was the veterans hunt. That was the veterans and youth hunt. That was one of my favorite ones because a lot of the times we comped, we would do giveaways and comp a lot of them and stuff. So it was fun because they'd just come up for the day. They wouldn't stay the weekend because it's just a one day deal. But 100%. Like we've had guys come up there, like that don't even hunt. They just come to the little after party we do after that feed them, and just come and hang out. It's you don't realize how much like the hunting community can do for like your soul. Like everyone's nice to everyone. You're gonna get your outliers, but that's with any community ever. Like you get your outliers that are the assholes. You got the outliers that like don't want other people to succeed. But in my opinion, the hunting industry is one of those places that like most people want everyone to succeed. Like everyone wants to do well.
Yeah.
And that's what's so fun about it. Like you get to meet people, like you get to root on guys that you've never met before in Canada, going up there in August to shoot ducks, or you get to root for guys in Utah that, they haven't seen a mallard in 3 years, but they kill one. Like you're like, oh, like, like stuff like that. Like, it's so cool to get to share these experiences with people, especially now with social media. Like I couldn't imagine what it was like. That's why I love the stories, because before social media and before pictures, that's all you had was your word of mouth.
Yeah.
So that's what's so cool to me. And I think that's something that I shouldn't be lost in translation of social media is I think that's why podcasts are so big. At the end of the day, people love hearing people talk.
Yeah.
It's whether it's political, whether it's storytelling, whether it's murder mystery, like whatever it is, like people just love to hear people talk. And I just happen to be one of the people I'm really good at talking. So it's fun to me. It makes sense.
Yeah, dude. I think shit. I
No,
totally
I was
just
just gonna say, I think it's incredibly cool to like circle this with the fact that you're taking all these
I
things
remember now.
and that you're putting them into what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it is about, like, I'm thinking back. I say this all the time, but there's so many memories that I have that I just shared a couple pictures with Tristan last night, only because my mom just happened to have them.
Yeah.
All right. If she didn't happen to have that, dude, I would have never even. That wouldn't. I would never had that picture to think back on, or that memory, or whatever it is. And you all are so awesome to have this technology to share all this stuff. and to be able to share these experiences and to put all this stuff down. And man, it's an incredible place to be from a memory standpoint. And I mean, that's one of the greatest things about social media, man.
That's what I was gonna say. Like to your point, Hunter, is just social media gets a bad rap in a lot of ways, but one of the great things about it is to be able to capture those memories. That
Right.
me and him have always said, like, worst case scenario, like, obviously, why does anybody do anything in the outdoor industry? Because we all love it, and it'd be cool if that was our day job one day. But for the reality of most of us, that's not ever going to be the case. But we always said from the very beginning, like, worst case scenario, we're going to have these conversations and have these YouTube videos that we can watch 20 years from now of us, and those memories would have been gone,
Yeah, 100%. And like, that's why I say, like, the pictures are so cool to me.
Mm-hmm.
And those will never go away, especially now that we're digital.
Yeah.
Seeing those pictures. But I'm actually working on something right now to give a little sneak peek. I'm doing a Polaroid collection. So
cool.
I'm going to come out with a series of stories that are Polaroids only. I kind of reached out to guys before duck season started and told them, hey, if you have a Polaroid camera, take it with you and find me the best photo. And we're going to do a contest and we're going to do a Polaroid contest, which will be pretty cool. I'm excited to do that. Like, stuff like that's so fun because you can get like the feel. You can just like you can feel how it was like back in the day for some people that aren't, like, I'm not old enough to know what it was like when Polaroids first came out. And so, like, my first phone was an iPhone 4. So, like, to think about, like, some of the stuff that I didn't get to experience before me, it is exciting to me. And I know that's weird for some people to hear, like, oh, a young person wants to know what it was like back then. Like, yeah, I wish sometimes I didn't have a phone, to be honest. So, like, that stuff is so exciting to me to get into the community.
You're gonna cover those gems in what you're doing, dude, and it's gonna be some old school stuff or whatever it might be, and that's the great thing, man. I mean, I'm envious of what you're doing because I'm gonna be following it left and right because that just speaks to my blood. To be quite honest with you,
Yeah, I appreciate that.
It's just the people that have the passion to share that. Thank you for people like you.
Yeah,
I
for the right
appreciate
reasons.
that. Yeah, I appreciate, like, I never, when I first started Hunt Digest, like, I had no idea. I was like, man, that's a kind of cool idea. What do I like about hunting that not a lot of people do? Tell stories. Okay, well, some people tell stories over, podcasts, but no one posts their stories every time they go hunting.
Correct.
So let me capture that. And, like, people are so excited to do that. Like, when I say, hey, like, if I ever reach out to somebody, like, hey, like, I love your stuff, love your pictures, like, what happened on this hunt? Like, send me your story. They're like, oh man, I'd love to. Like, that's because, like, they're so excited. They get, everyone gets to see their story.
Yeah.
Like, I had a picture, when was it? It would have been quite a while ago. And it was a story. She killed an albino buck.
Wow.
Which is crazy, first of all. But she had wrote the story about how she had a family member pass away, and the next day she just needed to get out there. And so, her uncle took her hunting, and comes out an albino buck.
Wow. Come on.
Like, that no one would have, she posted on her Instagram.
Yeah.
But, like, just that I get to hear that, like, that's all I care about. Like,
that's not fair. Like, everybody needs to hear this.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
like there's some of the stories, like, I wish I could sit down and interview guys like Jim Shockey or Jim Ronquest. I'd love to sit down with them. Like, the wisdom that those guys have is unreal. And one of the people that's really popular that I think does a phenomenal job of storytelling is Meat Eater. Obviously, they're bigger than I could ever dream of being.
Steve Ranella is the very best advocate for being a woodsman that
yes.
there is. I mean,
Woodman says it right.
He's another huge inspiration to me because, like, I love the Joe Rogan podcast. He's one of the guys that got Joe Rogan into hunting, and then Joe Rogan realizes how peaceful and enjoyable hunting really is, and then Joe Rogan gets people into hunting. Like, you can tell how fast it can impact people in a world like even theirs. Like Cam Hanes is another guy. He's made a huge impact.
I just watched all of the beginning of like the very first hunt.
Honestly, Cam Hanes is part of the inspiration on the tattoo I have. I got
really?
arrow right there.
That's awesome.
Cam's got a similar tattoo.
Yeah, but no, I watched the Rogan hunts on Meat Eater here recently. That's all I wanted to watch was like the progression of Joe Rogan, just to watch him read his body language, how he was experienced. And honestly, when him and the other comedian, I can't think of his name.
Brian Callen.
Yeah,
they showed up for their first hunt, dude. That's some funny shit. Like, they were prepared with their gear.
No.
All this ritzy stuff, all this everything, and dude, he ground zeroed them and got them into the sport, loving it. But I watched Joe progress, and I've watched him talk and listened to him talk, and it's been very cool because he's so he's just so pure about it.
Yeah.
The experience, from an innocent standpoint.
Well,
where he was,
and that's what I think is great about people that get into hunting at a older age, because they look like, I see it in my wife all the time. Like, my wife never hunted anything before we got together, and she's been on several duck hunts with us and several turkey hunts and stuff like that. And just her innocent takes and innocent, like, why does that do that? Why does that do that? Or what is this? And it's hilarious, but at the same time, it really makes you stop and think, like you were saying about Joe. It's such a refreshing perspective on it, because us that do it all the time, some of these things, I was talking about earlier how it's so cool to see that sunrise or whatever, and we take like, that's what makes it for us or whatever. But like the mundane things, like, hey, why'd you hang your tree stand up like that, or why are you blowing your duck call like that? Other people observe that are so commonplace to us. It's really refreshing to hear that. Like, to your point,
no, it really is. It is, man. And so that's why I watched that with him. I just wanted to, like, in one night, like, feel what he was going through, because now I hear him talk about it all the time.
Yeah, he shoots like 50 arrows a day, 50 to 100 arrows a day.
He's upset.
Like,
and I'll tell you what,
it's amazing, really.
Well, and the other thing that was so cool, and it's only the second time I ever heard it, and I've taught so many people how to shoot a bow in my life. And the first time I taught Drew, he just wanted to do it because we were doing it. And truly was coming from a world of, his family did it and stuff, but he never got really into it that much, more gun hunting than anything like that. But the first day that I had him over and we were pulling the bows back and shooting, he shot like 1 or 2 arrows, and he looked at me like real serious, and he goes, "It's one of the few times in my entire life that when I pulled that bow back, I couldn't think about nothing else. Nothing else was there." And Rogan said the same thing.
Yeah.
He said the same thing about that. And that's the only 2 times I've ever heard it in my life.
That's why so many veterans that get into the outdoors find so much peace in it.
There's a few things in my life where I can feel like I have full control of how, like, of my, of what's going on. And when you pull back a bow is one of them. Like, you're so in tune with your body of, okay, well, I need to be here. Okay, I need to watch my breaths. Okay, let's, and that's a thing that not a lot of people get to experience. Some people, especially, like, not to knock LA, but like, you live in LA, like, you are not able to think. Like, you are going. Like, there's no stopping. So they don't know what it's like to drive down a dirt road and be like, wow, I'm going to stop in the middle of the road right here. No one's probably going to come down this road. I'm just going to sit here and look at this field for a second.
Yeah.
That cedar tree in the middle of a wide open field, why is it there?
Yeah.
That's a really pretty, like, they don't understand that. And
that's so true, dude. I mean, those, just like on your point real quick, is just those moments that you can get away to actually think. Like the
Yeah.
amount of like they're not. I hate to call them good ideas because they're really not. A lot of them are bad ideas. But the fact that you get to a place where you can have ideas, that to me is like when I know I'm in like a relaxation, like and I can think.
It's therapeutic.
Yeah. Sorry.
It is. No, I was just gonna say that, you know, when you talk about people from LA and that kind of thing, you know, I won't ever forget. And it's funny, you know, there's so many things I have forgotten, and I can't tell you the 70 plus deer I've shot, every single one of them, because I didn't have social media and all those things and pictures and all that stuff to record them all. But here's the thing that I do remember, and I was hunting public land in Illinois one time, and I shot a doe. It was a pretty big doe, but you know, to us all hunting in Illinois in the Golden Triangle, it was like, it's a doe, you know, whatever. These 3 guys, the Hispanic guys, came all the way from New York because they heard about Illinois had big deer. And I was thinking, gosh damn, New York's got big deer. You know, I mean, you guys went way too far. You know, Pennsylvania's got big deer. There's a lot of big deer states along the way. But they came out there, and I'll never forget that this guy come up to me, never hunted before in his life, and was going to go hunting for the first time the next morning. And he had never seen, number 1, a dead animal, and number 2, an Illinois deer. And we talked around that deer for 3 hours. I ain't kidding you. And today, I look back on that, you know, that was late 90s sometime. But why do I remember that? And it was that person that I got to be a part of his life for a moment. That, shoot, who knows, man? That dude might be smoking record books now, you know, that kind of thing. But man, that meant so much to me. I didn't even realize it, how much it meant at the time. I just thought it was cool that this person lived on pavement and I didn't.
Yeah.
And I'm teaching them my side of the life, you know what I mean?
100,
and
yeah.
they're so intrigued and just blown away by it. So I don't know, man. I guess that just goes in full circle with us all being ambassadors of the sport, and just, man, you never know. You know, I guess from a selfish standpoint, you run into somebody in New York and you teach them how to hunt, and they're a multi-millionaire. They might buy you some shit.
Yeah, man. To touch on the point of like not seeing a dead animal for the first time, like when you kill your first animal and you walk up to it, whether it be a duck or a deer, but I'll use a deer as an example, like you have a different appreciation of life. Because when you walk up to it, like, yes, you did take an animal's life, but when you get out in there and get down close to it and you can feel that, you know, you can feel its coat, and you have a different appreciation for what you have.
Yeah.
It's very, you know, euphoric in an aspect of
euphoric.
Like, and I say this like in my head, like this is not like it's me versus you. Like hunting is it's not it's a game, but at the same time it's like it's the chase. And like, you know, when you win that chase, you have that moment like, oh my gosh, I just killed a massive buck. Oh my gosh. And then you walk up to it and you're like, man, that was a life.
Yeah.
And that's a moment I think a lot of people I have to process in different ways, but it's a moment in a person's hunting career that's important, because I feel like if you don't do it the right way or don't think of it the right way, it can ruin hunting for you too.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, I mean, me personally, I struggle a lot with people that like, you know, I mean, again, back to the net positive hunting thing. Like if you're in hunting, it's good, but I have a hard time with people that don't really have that same like value, because there's been certain things that have happened to me throughout my like, and it's primarily deer hunting, which I hate to say because for whatever reason, ducks don't have the same effect on me as a big game animal.
No, it not to me either. It's really different, especially when you're walking up to a 200-pound Kansas buck comparative to walking up to a greenhead. It's a different feeling because it's a lot closer to you.
Yeah.
You know, it's
man.
it feels a little more real in the aspect of that.
100%. It's just like there's this emotion attached to it that, you know, that like you said, you kind of got to process. And when I was young, I didn't really understand that. And as I've got older, it's gotten harder. And that's why they say like in your hunter safety class, right? Like the progression of a hunter, and when you become that trophy hunter, and then after that you become just, you want to watch everyone else have success, and just like the progression of it all.
Yeah.
It really makes sense because you get the full picture of it.
Yeah, like I honestly, I'm to the point like I've killed a lot of ducks. I'm 22 and I've killed a lot of ducks. But like I enjoy going out there and like sometimes I don't even shoot my gun.
Yeah.
Like I like watching birds work or something like that is more fun to me than like actually pulling the trigger half the time.
Mhm.
And or running the dog. Like I love running a dog. Like that's some, it's and what because other people, really enjoy shooting, but it's it's something that a lot of people like we've talked about this whole podcast though. Like some people don't understand some of the benefits that being outdoors has for you, whether you're fishing or hunting. And just being outside, it's a lost art in a lot of places.
Yeah.
And like I thought like there's many things that you can do like to get people back into hunting and fishing, like classes and stuff. But I think now more than ever, people are starting to realize how important the outdoors is.
Yes.
Like
Course correcting a little
yeah,
bit.
it's nice to see. It's never been as big as it is now. Like I didn't go to the NWTF. I wish I did, but
Me too, man. Wanted to.
I want to go next year. But like I went to the Delta Waterfowl Expo in Oklahoma City last year, and I met people there that have don't even know what hunting are, but saw there was a cool expo in town and coming
Wow.
in. So like those expos have such an impact on a lot of people that I think that's another huge thing that us as hunters can be involved in is like go up to that person that doesn't really look like they know what's going on and talk to them. Like
Yeah.
and then because like that one good interaction turns into maybe I'll go to Bass Pro and buy a fishing pole, or maybe I'll whatever those things, like maybe what do I do, how do I do this, and they YouTube a video and all of a sudden they're hunting all the time. Like I know one guy that I watch a ridiculous amount is the Outdoor Boys.
Oh yeah, that's the guy that just quit making videos recently.
Yeah,
right?
I freaking love that guy because he has such an appreciation just for the outdoors. And sometimes when he hunts, he has no idea what he is talking about.
Yeah, like
but
I've seen him duck hunting.
it's hilarious.
Yeah,
like it's hilarious, but at the same time, like I can't like not watch it.
Yeah,
because it's
the innocence of it.
Yeah, it's calming.
Like we were talking about. Yeah,
it's calm. Like when he switched, so he started videos. He would post every Saturday, and then he switched to every other Saturday. Before he quit overall, and he switched from every Saturday to every other Saturday, people were outraged because people were like, "That was my Saturday routine, man.
Wow.
Like I watched you camp for 3 days."
Wow.
Do you know who I'm on a big kick with? Isn't that Xander Budnick?
Yeah.
Do you
He's
know
good
what I'm
too.
talking about?
Yeah.
And his brother put some stuff out too, and I'm
Really?
trying to get Tristan on him, and he'll be so innocent to some things like a goose might fly by and be like, "Look at that Canada goose." So I'm like, "Dude, that's a speckled-bellied goose," or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
But the reason why I love watching him is it's truly somebody that was not engaged in the outdoors at all, had an addiction, beat the addiction, and found outdoors as the outlet for that, and now he's blowing up. He's a good-looking guy. He's a badass. He goes out there and lives in the Amazon for a week or whatever it is, and I wouldn't classify him as a hunter, but boy, is he impacting a lot of people getting the outdoors.
Yeah, I think
you know what I mean. A lot of people.
I think outdoorsmen are just important as hunters though too.
Absolutely.
And that's like because like people that love to go camping, okay, you might not like hunting. Like I can understand. I truly can understand if you don't like hunting.
Yeah.
Like if you don't like taking life of an animal, I can understand that. It's something that's but being outside is completely different.
No
like
doubt.
Starting a fire. Like I can't tell you the first fire of the fall deer season.
Let's go.
That smell is like I could bathe in that smell. Like I love that shit. Like
bro, I used to like drink beers. Being completely honest, I drink beers down here in the studio, and then when I smoked, I would be like, I would have the occasional late night. I'm not going outside. I'm gonna smoke cigarette down here. Well, anyway, it got smelling like smoke in here. So what I started doing is grab some oak leaves. I burn them in here, and I'm like, well, that smells good.
That's
Hell
awesome.
Yeah. And so
That's awesome.
Yeah. So anyway, but no, man, it's one hell of a life.
Yeah, we got turkey season right around the corner.
I know,
I'm excited.
Right?
I'm about to eat it up, man. I'm gonna try to kill Miriam this year. We'll see how it goes.
Good luck out there, dude.
I just put it so. My family's place up in Kansas, we have roughly, we have a lot of land that we have access to hunt.
Oh, sweet.
And so I put in for my draw up there for turkeys, and hopefully my goal is to kill one in Kansas, Missouri, Arkansas, and Oklahoma this year. That's my goal, is to do the 4 states there. And then I'm going, my buddy actually has property up in Colorado, and
nice.
I hopefully can get up there and kill a Miriam. I've heard it's pretty tough, but
yeah, them mountain birds, I hear it's a whole different game.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Like Rios are stupid. Like I could shoot a Rio wearing all orange probably, but I think the best turkey hunters are the guys in the South that have to hunt the Easterns and the hardwoods.
Sure.
They take the cake every single time. Like you go up and like a guy that hunts Easterns his whole life, and then you take him on a Rio hunt in Western Oklahoma, he's gonna feel like he's playing on a 7-foot basketball goal.
That's Cade, our buddy.
Yeah,
like, I would put Osceolas up there too, because
the dream.
The lack of vocalization with those, it makes it tough, you know.
Yeah, the dream.
I just pulled a lottery hunt up here, that a place that we deer hunt that I've been putting in for I had 4 preference points, so I guess this was the 5th year I put in for it. And it's a week, and it's before, they open it up to everybody else. And there's definitely turkeys on it, and there's only 10 people. It's 2,200 acres, which I'm like, odds are people are going to find where the turkeys are, probably going to run into each other.
Yeah.
But I'm super, like, this is the most excited I've ever been about turkey hunting, because it's in my backyard, basically.
Yeah, I killed my first Kansas turkey last year, and it was like, it's turkey hunting's hard to beat, especially when they come, like if you've never done it and you like hunting, and that bird comes in full strut and you can't move a muscle. Like those things are so pretty. It's so awesome. I eat it up. Turkey hunting, it's almost number 1. It's hard to beat. I eat it up.
Well, if you need a turkey post, another filler turkey post in your rotation, I'm about to drop a YouTube video, but I got pictures of it too, obviously. Long story short, if anybody who's listening to this heard Colton Bailey on the podcast, we talked about it. But I went out there and filmed this turkey hunt last year for my buddies, and long story short, we see these turkeys in the field 700 yards away, crawl down this freaking ditch, get to 250 yards away, call him. Sure enough, he starts coming, and then he shoots this bird comes in, and when like they know something's up and they start doing that, like, that's what this bird started doing. So like Kay and our buddies like, shoot him, and he shoots him, and the bird goes straight up in the air and takes off flying, and he gets up and he's watching him, and he's like, oh, he's going down, and it was like watching a goose go down, and these guys take off sprinting, dude.
Oh, the fast. I think my 40 time, if I shoot a turkey, is probably better than any other time.
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah,
and they got it. Thank God.
It's unreal. Like
I'm running after it, didn't you?
That's so yeah. Any videos, just like shoot them over. I'll always take a look at them. But
awesome, man.
Chasing after a turkey after you just shot it is like, I'm not, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not in the best shape, but I turn into a premier athlete when it comes to chasing.
Oh, the dopamine kicks in, buddy.
Oh, it takes over. Like I mean, that's really the only thing you, besides like you don't chase after a deer, like you let it run off, but like I've had turkeys, like, I mean, I've been in circle chases with turkeys that I've shot. Like when you're chasing that goose across the field and you're swiping at it, like, please. Like,
That's
like,
so
I
true.
have done that.
You're about to have a heart attack.
oh
You're
yeah, like you're like you shot all your shells already. You got no shell. It's 200 yards back to the layout blinds.
You
and
have
you're
to
like,
get this goose.
oh yeah, and your buddy's back there with his phone looking
Yeah.
at video, and you're like an idiot.
Yeah,
And
dude.
finally, and you have to make the decision: do I dive on this? Do I dive on this goose right now?
Yeah.
Hey, you ever
I
get
tried to kick one time, Taylor missed, and I freaking threw my leg out of socket, bro.
you ever get a cripple where you're like, we all know better than this. When you go out there, take 6 shells.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
25
But-
shells.
You
But-
never do.
You never do, and then you just take your 3. And do you ever? I'm sure you've had this guide where you get it on the last shot, and you're like, "Thank God."
Oh yes. So actually, when we had Brantley Gilbert in town, we split up our groups and we did They had like 10 guys, so we did 5 versus 5 on their last hunt, and we were slowing down bird wise, but I think it was like 9:30 probably. We were about to call it. They had to catch a plane. They had to get back on their bus and go catch a plane.
Yeah.
Well, we said, all right, 30 more minutes of hunting. And we're obviously both groups are lying to each other about how many ducks we have. But we didn't know we were tied at the time.
Yeah.
And this teal, the guides most of the time set on the edges, the ends. And I'm sitting on the right end, and we're hunting this thing we call the teal pond. And it's kind of split into 2 different ponds. And this duck lands about 50 yards. This teal lands about 50 yards away to my right. And they're like, Hunter, shoot it. And I'm like, I'm not going to be able to kill that thing. Like, it's 50 yards away. They're like, shoot it. That could make us win. And I'm sneaking up. I probably get 30 yards away from this thing. And I miss all 3, just wha-boom, wha-boom, wha-boom. And I've never been so embarrassed as a guide. Like, I just whiffed a water swat. Are you kidding me? Like, and we get back to the lodge, and they're like, how many birds you kill? We're like, 8. We shot 18. They're like, that sucks, man. We shot 19.
Oh no.
So I had to take the shame of being the guy that made us lose the 5v5 hunting challenge. That was a tough one to swallow. We had a
I had a snow goose that did that to me, and I went out with 3 shells, and I went out there and I put it right on him, dude. Nothing. All 3 shots.
pisses me off, man.
Unfortunately, then my anger got a little aggressive when I went and got him, and when I, not to be too graphic, but when I went to do the whole neck twist thing, I guess I had a little bit more adrenaline than I thought, and I was holding something in my hand when the body was.
I mean, I've done it. Like, I still remember the first time I Cajun crunched one.
What's a Cajun crunch?
You don't know what that is?
Oh no.
Oh, it's when you know what, like a finisher.
Yeah.
You do it.
Oh.
Oh, the Cajun crunch.
It's the Louisiana guys are like, you've never Cajun crunched a duck? And I was like, dude, what are you talking about?
That
I
is
was like,
something
no.
they would do down there.
And oh yeah,
They do that, actually.
they tried to tell me that ring neck tastes the best too. Like, come on.
Oh,
Like, what are we
my
doing?
God.
Tastes the
Like,
best.
guys,
I don't know
I'm
about
not-
that, bro.
No hate on how
Eating them.
like
Oh.
no. They think ring necks taste the best eating them too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but the
Yeah, I
biting
don't
them thing, I finally did it, and it was never again.
Dude,
But-
I saw somebody do that. I don't know who did
Oh,
it.
but-
Yeah, I've seen that too.
Those Louisiana people, no hate on how you guys cook. Love your guys' food.
They're built
but-
different.
Anything is going to taste good when you cook it in gravy for 12 hours.
Yeah.
I like
Or fried.
anything's gonna like ring neck's gonna be tender when it's been in gravy for 12 hours. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. Like, they call it
Poodoo.
yeah.
Or no. That's
Oh,
not ring neck. That's
You're
coot.
close. Ring neck and coot, they call it the same thing.
Oh, poodoo.
Yeah.
Or poodoo. Poodoo. Or poodoo. Yeah.
Purdue or something like that. It's
Yeah.
very close to that.
Yeah.
And they were like, "It's Hona, it's the best, Hona.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get back in the blind." Get back in the
Oh,
blind.
dude. Well, man, tell everybody, Hunter, if they're wanting to get, a submission in with you or wanting to work with you on something, how can they get in touch, and what is that process like?
Yeah, so if you guys reach out, you can DM me on Instagram at thehuntdigest. You can DM me, or you can shoot me an email at huntdigestmedia.com or at gmail.com. It's all listed in my bio, how you can submit things. All I ask is you guys submit a photo, preferably camera or photography quality with a story. I'm not requirement on the photography thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it is nice to have the luxury of having those kind of pictures.
Sure.
I know not everyone has that, and I don't always post them with it, but that's the main thing I ask, is that you guys send me a story. That's all I really care about, is hearing your guys' story. So if anyone ever wants to work with me, I always take phone calls with people all the time, because it's nice to hear it from them personally before they send it to me.
Yeah.
I don't change your guys' story at all. I don't summarize. The only time I ever summarize is if they send me a 12-page book and it can't fit an Instagram caption. I just send it to them like, hey, if you could shorten this to this amount of word count, it'd be great, because it helps me out to keep it on Instagram. But that's really how you get to me. I'm pretty good at responding. So I usually typically get back to everybody within a day. I have like 400 unread messages right now.
Holy cow.
But a lot of it's just because I haven't gone through and read all the stories. But I have a ton of submissions. But I kind of wean through the ones that are like, I can tell the story is just he wants to be on my Instagram
Yeah.
kind of a thing. So I try to wean through those. Not saying that it's not a cool hunt, but I like to hear some of the meaningful ones.
Sure.
I used to post twice a day. Now I typically post 3 or 4 times a week. It's kind of hard sometimes when I work full time, posting
Sure.
2 times a day and editing the photos and stuff. But yeah, that's really it, guys. I'm pretty easy to deal with. I'm an easygoing guy. So if you have any questions about what kind of stuff I'm looking for, and people ask all the time, like, hey, what stories are you looking for right now? I don't care. I have been really into the thermal hunting recently, just because I'm getting into it. But other than that, I mean,
everybody wants to hear it, man. No matter
yeah,
what it
that's
is.
I'm like, I posted camaraderie stuff, like picture of a guy sitting around the table at hunting. It doesn't have to be of a kill. It just has to be a cool picture of the outdoor. I do a lot of dog stuff. Like I had one of my favorite stories about a guy and his dog that was 115 years, and then it passed
Wow.
away. And like, I've done stories like stuff like that is awesome to me. So that's kind of what Hunt Digest is about, just getting your story out there. Everyone deserves to be heard, in my opinion. No matter your beliefs, no matter what you think, how you think. If you have a cool story in the outdoors, I want to hear it. I think that's what all brings us together in the end of the day. I feel like we get divided for sometimes reasons that we don't need to be divided.
Sure.
When we always have a common divider is something that has been created for us. So
That's right.
It's good,
That's right.
good
Great
stuff, man. Well, dude, it's crazy. Like an hour and 40 minutes have gone by, because this is one of those that like it doesn't feel like that.
yeah, 100%.
But would love to definitely keep in touch with you.
Yeah,
and hopefully
100%.
do this again someday.
Oh yeah, I would love to come back on with you guys and talk. And then if you guys ever get out towards the Midwest, let me know and we'll see if you guys can get on some birds.
Right on, man. Well,
Yeah, cool,
thank you so much, Hunter. I really
Awesome, man.
appreciate it, man.
Do you guys care if I take a picture real quick of us
Oh,
on here?
Go ahead, man.
I'm just gonna take a quick picture. Thank you. Appreciate it, guys. Have a
And
good one.
And I'm going to just so you know, I'm gonna basically this StreamYard cuts up all these like clips or whatever, and I'll post them on all of our stuff, tag you, invite you as a collaborator. Don't feel obligated to like have to do anything. But if you want
I'll
to,
do it.
Yeah.
Of course I'll do it. Yeah. No,
I'd love to. Yeah,
it's no big deal.
I just tell people, because like especially when you're like trying to like have your page look a certain way, like if I tag you in 5 clips, like don't get annoyed.
Yeah, I get it. I'm the same way. Anytime any gear that's in my pictures, I always invite them.
Okay.
I always tell them like, hey, if you don't want to do it, you don't have to.
Yeah.
But your stuff's in this, so you have a chance, a free chance for advertising. I don't try I'm not making any money off of Hunt Digest, so I don't.
Well,
But
let's change that.
that's
man.
it. Hey, maybe one day we'll see.
I've been
That's right,
hellbound riding
Awesome.
on the midnight train. Going too fast now, think I ought to slow down, standing in the pouring rain.